Hey, what is going on, guys? Today I am bringing you probably what is one of the fan favorite series on this channel. It is back for 2022. This is 5 F1 track improvements for Assetto Corsa. I would like to immediately give a massive shout out to Pyre over on Race Department. He has made all of these improvements for the 2022 Formula One season. We're doing the first 5 rounds so far: Bahrain, Jeddah, Australia, Imola, and the brand new Miami F1 GP. You're not going to want to miss this one, especially if you're an F1 fan. So without further ado, let's hop right into the first one on the list. And that is where the season began in Bahrain. Of course, going into it, the 2022 cars being a complete anomaly, but it was a fantastic race in my opinion, with Leclerc and Verstappen going at it for the win. In the end, of course, Charles came out in P1. This extension adds all of the brand new 2022 billboards, all of the new ground sponsors, brake markers, updated DRS zones, some new curb textures, some new just pit crew animations and textures, I guess, for the pit crew people. Animated billboard, really cool, and something that AC's Bahrain has been lacking for a long time is the animated big TV panels, I guess they are, around the big tower that had all the teams' logos. So that has that now, and it flashes up all the teams. It's really cool. All the new bridges, Rolex clock tells real time, updated gantries, and there's a lot more texture overhauls. This track is absolutely amazing. It's Bahrain. I think it's a fantastic circuit for racing. It looks really cool at nighttime as well. And this is a very welcome addition because the Bahrain we had in terms of its quality was very good, but we didn't really have any good F1 sponsors for it. So now it looks really nice. Next up, we move on to Jeddah, and a lot happened this weekend. There were the missile attacks, which is not something you ever expect to say when talking about a Formula One race, but yep, that did happen. But when we get to the actual racing, I thought it was actually a pretty entertaining one. Of course, you had Max and Charles doing DRS chicken. That was very cool to watch. I know some people thought it was stupid, but at least in that moment, if it's just that race, I think that was a really fun watch. Now, Pyre actually has 2 extensions for the Chicky Freaky Jeddah that I have covered so many times on this channel, and also the one from the Tyrone one, the, whatever his name is. I guess he just goes by Tyrone on Race Department. The old original Jeddah we had for Assetto Corsa. I'll be linking to the Chicky Freaky one down below because it is a lot better. It does also require a lot more, graphics and CPU usage. I even struggle to get 60 frames around here, so if you do have a lower end PC, you should probably go with the original one by Tyrone. You can just go on Pyre's Race Department page and it'll be the other Saudi Arabian one that he has. On the Chicky Freaky version, it adds all of the new billboards, ground sponsors, animated billboards, has a new Crypto.com bridge that he custom added, new DRS zones, Rolex clock that has the actual time in game, and some video screens. Now we move on to Melbourne, Albert Park. First time back here since 2019, and the track is also very different, getting reprofiled, getting rid of whatever turn number that chicane was on the back part of the circuit, if you will. Now it's just a really squiggly flowing part of the track. I think it produced some really good racing and definitely an improvement for Australia. Of course, around here, Charles drove an amazing race, dominated it from pretty much start to finish, minus that one safety car restart. And of course, Max DNFing. I think it was a pretty memorable one. Danny Rick also getting P5, I think, so that was really cool for him. That McLaren really started to turn up at this race, and it's been a welcome sight, and they seem to be holding their pace, at least through Imola as well. This extension being on the Melbourne 2022 track layout has all of the new billboards, ground sponsors, updated DRS zones, the real-time Rolex clock, some updated pit crew stuff, adding spectators, video screens, and a ton of other good stuff. I love Melbourne. I loved it before, even when it was boring, but now that it actually seems like it's a really entertaining race, I love it even more. Great atmosphere, and I cannot wait to be back here next year. Now we move to the last GP gone by. This is Imola, or the Emilia-Romagna del Made in Italy, Italy, Italian GP. Also made in Italy, by the way. We'll just call it the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Of course, Imola, it's Corniche track, so it was already pretty high quality. This just adds all of the new 2022 billboards and sponsors, the updated brake markers, new curb textures, updated DRS zone, new glass in the control tower, updated bridges, animated pit entry display, real-time Rolex clock, new flags, and updated gantries. If you're still running your original Corniche textures around Imola, then this will be a very welcome addition. I know it's all F1 geared, but even for other things, it looks a lot nicer than whatever Corniche was running before. And those updated curb textures with the Italian flag instead of just the regular red and white that you see everywhere else that the Corniche version has. Of course, we had our first sprint race of 2022 around here. I thought it was alright. The race itself was probably the most boring we've had all year. Well, not probably, it definitely was, but overall it was nice to see Lando up on the podium, and also Lewis being lapped by Max was a massive talking point. Now finally, we move on to Miami. Some people are either dreading this race or some people are really excited. I'm actually really excited. I'm also really hopeful that it's going to be a good race. And it's also nice that I don't have to wake up at 6 a.m. for F1 races this weekend. A very rare occurrence here in the West Coast USA. Now this is actually a completely custom-made track by Pyre, so definitely if there's any mod you're gonna give from him that would be a 5-star rating, definitely make it this one. It is super high quality, just massive undertaking by one person and for free, unlike the $10 track mod that's not even that great and used ripped assets. Super cool track mod for Assetto Corsa. I'm sure Pyre will update it as well. It's just really cool. I think the Miami layout, minus that second sector, that weird thing going under the highway, that chicane, that whole complex, is absolutely horrible. But beyond that, I actually think this is a really fun layout. I think it'll be good for racing as well with the 2022 cars. And overall, I'm excited and optimistic. I'd love to tell you my thoughts on the IRL GP, but of course it hasn't happened yet, so I guess if you want my pre-race predictions, I think Leclerc is going to win, and my bold prediction is that Hamilton will be outside of the points once again. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. If you did enjoy and you're excited that track improvements are back, leave a like and a sub. I guess the next one will be on the 10th GP, whenever that's getting nearer by Pyre. I don't even know what race that is, what races we have coming up, to be 100% honest with you, but expect it'll be in around 2-3 months-ish. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good one, guys.